Another version on Fire Fridays. Welcome, everybody. We are live. It is October 7th, 2022. And I'm Ron Parisi, CPA on Fire. Every Friday, we chat about mostly online entrepreneurs, but just general entrepreneurs, good business, financial operations, tax, financial analysis, wealth accumulation. These are all topics that, we just spend probably like 5-10 minutes every Friday, just continue to sharpen the blade. Last week covered the importance of budgeting. We just wrapped up third quarter 2022. Really, this is the time, I think the most important time for planning, right? What can we do to make 22 the best year possible? And then we really with an eye of, okay, we got 3 quarters in the bank. What are we going to do next year? What are we going to do in 23? What are going to be the big rocks that we're going to move and start putting out a forecast, maybe not technically budgeting yet, but at least putting out a forecast, looking at margins, how can things be improved? What are some big strategic items that we want to accomplish? So that's really what should be going on. You as CEO of your business, those are sort of the big items that you should be scheduling time blocking out for during this period of time. I would say the first few weeks of October, right? Hopefully, we have the big deadline, October 15th coming up for taxes. That's anybody who's extended their taxes on a personal or C Corp. The last deadline to file would be October 15th. But today, I want to talk about tax planning for 22. When clients come to me, when prospects come to me, usually it's, we're doing the past year's tax return, right? Where there's really not a lot, maybe we can do some retirement planning, after the year's done, but now's the most important time. We got 3 months left, very important time to really look at 22 tax planning. And I would just, would want to have you work with your tax person, right? Again, after the 15th, most tax preparers are pretty busy right now. But sometime after the October 15th deadline, got to look at salaries, make sure, those of you who work in the S Corp environment, have S Corps, reasonable comp, very important aspect. And with reasonable comp is what's called QBI, qualified business income. That's a 20% haircut on your federal taxes, and super important for those of you who are quite successful that we maximize that QBI deduction. So salary needs to be reviewed. We need to be looking at our retirement plans, what's happening with those. If we do some type of matching, if we have a SEP, if we have a simple, there's calculations to be done as far as cash flow is concerned. And then just did a podcast, the monthly income report with John Lee and Johnny Dumas and Entrepreneurs on Fire. You may want to check that out about the Augusta rule, and that's about renting, your personal residence up to 14 days tax-free. Maybe now's the time to do that fourth quarter planning with your team and be able to get a nice deduction within reason using the Augusta rule. So we have, salary, we have retirement, we have the Augusta rule, and just general expenses. If we're having a really good year in 22, is there certain items as far as expenses that we can prepay to, at least kick the can down the road 1 year, but at least not have to pay the taxes this year, just to do some planning. And then the last piece, very important to remember, with the crypto situation, right? We had big gains being taken in 21, 22. We have losses, and it's very important that you look at your whole portfolio as far as your investments. And the IRS sees years, right? Calendar years. So if we sold something, for a gain in 21, and then you're in a loss position for 22, you can't offset those. You're going to need to pay taxes in 21, and then you could utilize that loss for 22 going forward. So there's definitely some planning opportunities, not just with crypto, but also in the equities market and the bond market. So again, have that conversation with your tax professional. So I just want you guys to start thinking about not only budgeting from last week, but also, hey, 22, now's the time to start doing your big tax planning and finish up the year strong as far as your tax plan is concerned. So Ron Parisi, CPA on Fire, we help growing entrepreneurs help with the complexity that comes with their growth in the financial operations, financial reporting, financial benchmarking with margins and things like that, long-term strategies, tax saving strategies. And the last piece, which I think is one of the more important pieces that's overlooked, and that's the wealth accumulation, personal wealth accumulation, diversification, things like that. So if any of that sounds of interest, we work at an extremely high level with our clients. If that's interested, check us out, cpaonfire.com. Always a pleasure being with you on Friday afternoon. On Fire Fridays, 11 a.m. Eastern, every Friday with me, Ron Parisi, CPA on Fire. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Take care now.